Ready to celebrate a wedding, right? So, to kick things off, we've got a very excited wedding party. They're looking forward to coming in here and joining us, and so here comes the train. Everybody clap when the train goes by. Here we go. We got the horn going. Here it is. We're going to do that throughout the night a little bit. That's okay. Okay. So, to get things started, please put your hands together and welcome our wedding party. Starting our party off. They're going to make their way right up here to the dance floor. Give it up for them. And there's our wedding party. Now, folks, if you would please rise to your feet. Let's welcome in the two people we are here to honor and celebrate tonight. Let's all put our hands together and go crazy for Mr. and Mrs. Jonathan and Nicole Ruiz. Jonathan and Nicole, their wedding party. Don't they look great tonight?
Which I'll say, but I come here to talk. I hope you understand. Green eyes, yeah, the spotlight shines upon you. And how could anybody deny you?
For 21 years, so the majority of my life. We have spent many different occasions together. We've been through high school, college, lived together in the real world in downtown Orlando, and whether we were crowd surfing to a punk rock song that we didn't even know the words to, making a slip and slide in the dorm room, playing dress up, or sitting on pool floats in our living room as our makeshift furniture. We have always had this special connection where we can have fun with any situation that's given to us. So having spent this much time with someone, it's easy to tell how much Jonathan meant to Nicole. And the first time that I met Jonathan was New Year's Eve of 2018. The day started in Ocala with him submerged with all the Ocala girls. For many of us, the first time meeting you. The night was followed by a not so traditional New Year's Eve celebration at my parents' house, learning the art of coffee making. So Jonathan was planning a tour with his band in Europe, and so Nicole was a little nervous about that separation there, but Jonathan gave her reassurance, and just the way that he looked at her and the way that he spoke to her and about her, you could just tell that you knew there was nothing that was come in between you guys. And here we are today. So absence makes the heart go fonder. Nicole, you are like a sister to me, and it makes me so happy to see you both so in love and having fun with one another and just being treated the way that you deserve to be treated. Nicole is the most organized person I've ever met. She's driven, she's successful in everything she does, and on top of all of that, you are the most caring and compassionate friend anyone could have. And I'm lucky to say that you're my best friend. It just warms my heart to see you guys having fun together, riding bikes, going on brunch dates, having surprise getaways, playing soccer, or going to your soccer games. And I don't know how he got you to play kickball. But Nicole and Jonathan, I'm so honored to be here tonight and to celebrate the two of you. I love you. Everybody raise up your glass and cheers. Cheers. Give me a minute. Woo! Okay. This is going to be super hard. I already can't. Good evening. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Michelle Jarvis, and I'm honored to be co-matron of honor tonight with Jordan. On behalf of Jonathan and Nicole and their families, I'd like to extend my sincere thanks to everyone for coming to celebrate their marriage today. I think I speak for everyone when I say how beautiful everything is. I mean, look around. This is amazing. But of course, we didn't expect anything less. So, obviously, I'm shaking so bad. So, bear with me. Okay, bear with me. Today was obviously one of those days where we were all watching the weather. We didn't know what was going to happen all week. And so, today we had some sprinkles and maybe some anxious moments. But I found this, and it says, rain on your wedding day is good luck. Because it's, oh my God, I am shaking so bad. Great. Rain on your wedding day is good luck because it signifies that your marriage will last. As you know, a knot that becomes wet is extremely hard to untie. Therefore, when you tie the knot on a rainy day, your marriage will never unravel. Awesome. Love that. So I think this is already well known, but speeches make me super nervous. So bear with me. Finding the imperfect words to describe something so meaningful and profound. How can we properly put into words what our heart feels? But I'm going to give it a try. Sorry. Fine. Nicole and I met in the 6th grade. I can't pinpoint the exact moment in time, but I vividly remember our connection always felt natural, never forced in any way. We weren't often apart, and we walked the highs and lows of adolescence hand in hand. We had an amazing group of girlfriends, a group that only God could have handpicked for us, friendships that continue to blossom and thrive today. I'm an only child, and I've often said that Nicole is the closest thing to a sister I will ever know. She gets me, and I get her. No matter the distance or the stages in life, somehow as everything changes, it still stays the same. It feels like just yesterday we were dancing our hearts out to Britney Spears. Now, in all fairness, she was trying to teach me how to actually dance, and I was forcing her to watch me try. And let's not forget NSYNC and our beloved Justin Timberlake. Jonathan, he was her very first love. And yet, here we are today. This is one of the most significant days in your life to date.
Today is a beautiful celebration of love. And if I've learned one thing on my life's journey so far, love is truly all you need. Nicole, watching you transform from a young girl to the amazingly strong, intelligent, and generous woman you are today has been such an honor. You have taught me so much about myself. You have shown me the true value of friendship. You have been a constant source of comfort to me, as I know you have been for so many others. Our late night combos and heart-to-hearts will always be my favorite. We stayed up all night talking, like every sleepover, and zero sleep. Deep conversations. But I won't tell you about those. And Jonathan, I am so thankful to you. You complete Nicole in the most perfect way. Her smile is bigger, her eyes sparkle brighter, and her heart is so much happier with you by her side. I'm so excited to have a front row seat to watch your love story unfold. Today is just the beginning. Tomorrow begins your lifetime, and I can't wait to see what God has in store for your family. So, if everyone will raise their glass for a toast to Jonathan and Nicole. I'm not done. In the words of Helen Keller, the best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. And you, my friends, are all heart. Congratulations and cheers to Mr. and Mrs. Ruiz.
Thank you. I started crying when the girl started speaking. You know, I first have to say it's really just surreal to be standing here because Jonathan and I have known each other forever. He is 11 months older than me, basically, and our entire lives we've talked about being each other's best man. So it's crazy. So, anyways, so good evening, everybody. My name is Bobby. What an honor it is to be Jonathan's best man. First, I'd like to thank you both for putting on such a great evening. It was unbelievable, and I think I can, attest to everybody here, but it's been beautiful. The ceremony and the reception has been absolutely gorgeous, so thank you both. Now, I do have to tell you, Jonathan had one of the most epic best man speeches at my wedding a little over 5 years ago. He wrote and sang me the title, She Said Yes. It was so epic. We had everybody on their feet, chanting and crying and all the good stuff. It's so epic that now it sits framed over my wife and I's toilet at home. So, yeah, it was fantastic. So, I think it could have been a 502 song. So, Eddie, I want to cut of that one. So naturally, I needed to top this. So I've got a pretty elaborate presentation requiring us all to pick a safety word before we continue this evening. Mine's cacao. What do you guys got? Mine's cacao. I'm just kidding. I'm more of a sentimental guy, so here we go. I can't tell you how emotional it was writing about Jonathan. I love this guy. Cacao. Fantastic. So I started, I told my wife we have a 11-month-old that turns 1 on Sunday, which is crazy. And I went, I told her, I was like, hey, I need some quiet time early in the morning to sit and go write this speech down and get some thoughts together. So I went up to Starbucks in Maitland, ordered my coffee, sat down, started writing, immediately started bawling in the Starbucks. I'm sitting there, the emo baristas are looking at me like, shit, yeah, this guy, he's deep, he gets it, Everybody else in the room's like, what the hell's wrong with him, So, but no, listen, I'm emotional. My father is probably the most emotional man you'll ever meet. I get that from him. But it's hard because Jonathan's profoundly impacted my life in such a positive way. And all I can say is thank you and I love you. And that's it. That's it. But Jonathan, he's been my closest friend, my best man, and most importantly, the best big brother anyone could ever ask for. He's a little less than a year older than me. We grew up, 2 sisters, so naturally the brotherhood was forged. Love you guys. Now, I think everybody knows as well, we've got a huge Italian family with 30-something aunts, uncles, grandparents, cousins, sisters, moms and dads, all within a 5-mile radius of each other. A little overbearing. And I chose to come back to this after school, so I love you guys. But to say, listen, to say the least, to say that we spent a lot of time together is an understatement. We did absolutely everything together, and it was awesome. There are a million memories, and I'm not going to bore you tonight with a bunch of stories about how much Jonathan and I loved to match when we were growing up. Seriously, we couldn't attend a family event without wearing the same thing. I used to call him before, whether it was a holiday party or whatever, I'd call him before. I'm like, hey, what are you wearing? Our most popular outfit were our Umbro soccer ball shorts. These things were sweet. We had little soccer balls all over them. I mean, it was epic. It was epic. I think Jonathan can attest. So, I'm not going to tell you about some of our more, daring escapades where we were playing Iraqi Desert Storm, which is a video game, to the early morning hours, liberating Iraqis from an oppressive regime, all from our parents' home in Altamont Springs. Our favorite quote, Jones, it seems like, was stirred up a hornet's nest. Now, there is one story that kind of helps define our relationship and the craziness that it was. And that, I would have to say, are the adventures of the Weenie Brothers. I had to bring this out. I had to. Now, most family pool parties, you've got, kids laughing and parents playing in the pool, and everyone's grilling out, having a great time. Our family was a little different. There was laughter immediately followed by crying, and then immediately followed by screaming, which then was followed by my father trying to drown a screaming child, which then led to more screaming and crying. So it was a little wild. Now, the Weenie Brothers, and then after all that, the Weenie Brothers would burst onto the pool deck. And to give you some context, a young Jonathan Bobby, mostly at Grandma and Grandpa's, would shove a pool noodle down our pants. We'd proceed to attack everyone with our noodles. It was chaos. We were swinging them around without a care in the world. We've got pictures somewhere. I tried to dig them up, I promise. We tried it the other day. We were at the Ritz-Carlton. We were at the Ritz-Carlton at the pool, and we tried it the other day. At 30 and 31, it was not as widely accepted. We got some weird looks, and kindly asked to leave after that. So now, there was a time where a lot of the family was concerned about Jonathan and where he was going with his life, and what was happening. He was a barback at one point, a janitor. He lived with me for free. There were days where I would get up in the morning, leave the house 7:15 to go to work. I'd leave Jonathan at 7:15. He would be watching. We didn't have enough money at the time to afford cable. It was just enough for rent, the two of us, and I was soon about to be married, but we were living together, and it was what we always dreamed about. So, I love you, Monica. I always dreamed about living with you. So, but I'd leave Jonathan, and you know, he'd be sitting there watching these Red Bull TV clips, and you know, I'd come back 5:45, 6 o'clock. He was sitting there in the same spot, watching the same Red Bull TV clips. And I don't know how he did it, because like it wasn't like it was a paid service or it was streaming internet, but there was 30-second Red Bull TV clips. So imagine him just sitting there all day rewatching all these things over and over again. I was starting to get concerned. But I think a little bit, I think all of us, nobody knew, but Jonathan was sitting there developing the brainchild that we all know and love. And I think some of his customers are in this room right now. He was developing the brainchild that is Bungalow John. That's right. That's right. And Jonathan, I have to say, I cannot be more proud of what you've accomplished in your life and your career. It's really tough to make it in the brokerage world, and I know there's a lot of people in real estate in this room, but it's really, really tough. I'm in brokerage myself, and the hustle and the grind to develop, he was out there, I remember Saturdays, and he was out there during the week on Saturdays going through neighborhoods and passing out his information to, hey, here's my information, giving out a card, or a house that just hit the market, letting people know. And, I think a lot of people don't know what that's like until you actually do it and grind like that. Whether you're a doctor or whatever, you're studying hard and all that kind of stuff. But, my hat's off to you, Jonathan, because you really developed a brand from the ground up. And, it's tough. I don't know if I could have done that myself. It was nice. I've utilized contacts of my families, but, you sat there, you said, hey, I'm going to go the residential route, and I'm going to sit here and develop something of my own. And, you're a bigger man than me for that. So, I applaud you. So I think, in life, we talk, we hear about the Bible and, before Christ and after Christ. I think real estate's going to be categorized in 2 time periods. There's BBJ and ABJ, before Bungalow John and after Bungalow John. Cheers, Jonathan. You have crushed it. I'm not done yet. I'm almost there. So, all right. I'll end this soon. Now, when Nicole came onto the scene, I got to talk about you a little bit. Now, when Nicole came onto the scene, it was kind of a surprise to me. Jonathan, he was just seeming to be building his real estate thing and having fun. I've been by Jonathan's side through every girlfriend throughout life, and I'd seen them come and go. But Jonathan, he has always been different about you. It wasn't normal Jonathan. He was more mature and serious. He really was. It was more mature about this relationship. And I still remember meeting you for the first time with Monica. We went on a double date at Sushi Lola off Corinne. And they've got a fantastic bulgogi bowl. I think I pronounced that right. But we went on a double date, and we fell in love with you that night. The more we kept hanging out with you, we realized that we started to like you more than Jonathan. And I specifically remember one night telling Monica, Jonathan better not screw this up. And I'm not kidding, but I'm pretty sure, and Vicky, Tori, Gabby, I think everybody can attest to, he better not screw this up, became a family motto at that point for the last, year and a half. So, she has been amazing. And Nicole, you've been such a bright spot in all of our lives. You are incredibly thoughtful and kind. You've been such an amazing compliment to Jonathan. I see him want more out of life because of you. Cacao. Whether you know it or not, you push him to be a better man. And I can see it. It's unbelievable. Now, when I was, I'm not that old, but when I was younger, I remember my dad told me, and before we got married, he told me, when you pick a spouse, you want to find someone that is going to help you grow, is going to help you dream, and is someone who's going to want to help each other accomplish one another's goals. I can't think of another couple who does this more than you two. It is unbelievably inspirational to be in your lives, to hang out with the both of you, whether you're talking about new real estate ideas, how to buy investment properties, reciprocal easements, Tommy and Eddie, or just in general how to better yourselves. I can't wait to see what is next for you guys. But all I know is that you guys are going to be widely successful as long as you have one another. And to wrap it all up, I know this has been kind of long, but to wrap it all up, Jonathan, you've made my life exponentially better, man. I can't tell you how much you mean to me. All I can say is that the first 30 years have been amazing and so much fun, and I can't wait to see what's next. And Nicole, I'm going to be the first. I'm going to be the first to tell you you are no longer a friend of the family. You're a part of our tribe. I love you both so incredibly much. I think I forgot my... Anyways, here we go. I love you guys so much. Hurry up and have babies so our kids can hang out. Cheers. Let's have a good time tonight.
Last night at the rehearsal dinner, when Vicki was talking about Jonathan, I was sitting there thinking, wow, that sounds familiar to me. First time Nicole met Jonathan, probably wasn't 2 minutes. Dad, what do you think? I said, what do you mean, Nicole? What do you think? I said, well, he all right, I guess. I mean, you're asking a dad to say something. Then they came up to Indiana. And Jonathan got up that morning and made some of his famous scrambled eggs. Yeah. Leah said, Dad, I like him. He got up and made us breakfast. Jonathan, I know you're special because last night we sat there and listened. And, she's my girl. So, take care of her. I know you will. She's special. Thank you.
And our cares would all be free if the world had a mother like mine.
Jonathan is mom, everybody. How about it? How about 10 years? 10 years or fewer?
Don't fade strings the same way. I know you will still love me the same. 'Cause honey, your soul could never grow old, it's evergreen.
15 years of marriage. 15 or fewer. We'll have you step off to the side.
Maybe your smile's forever in my mind.
About 20 years.
I'm thinking about how people fall in love in mysterious ways.
25 years.
It's all part of a plan.
We're setting the mood for everybody out here. Been married 25 years or more. How about 30 years? Let's have a big hand for everybody still dancing. 30 years of marriage or more out there. How about 35?
Kiss me under the light of 1,000 stars.
38?
Oh, darling, place your head on my beating heart.
I think we've got one couple left.
Thinking
Congratulations, congratulations.
maybe we found.
We've got another sing-along for you here while we're in a group.
push. I see it, the weather man, Scaramouche, Scaramouche, can you do the fandango? The bolt of lightning, lightning, Galileo, 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 nobody likes me, I'm just a poor boy from a poor family, saving his life from this monstrosity. Get it, Tommy. Push the water up. This may be your best routine ever, Tommy. Yeah. Let it go! 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 Mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia, let me go. Yeah, by the devil, but aside for me, for me, for me.
in this thing. I see that upper ball hanging out the G-string. Somebody let it go. Me and my compadres, it's so dick. Girls on dick. Tell it on my own, hey, grab for dicks. I'm up my phone and I ask my chick. That's how the party girl gets so wet. She got it. 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 She got it.
This is last call for alcohol at the bar. Last call at the bar.
Nice. Here, I'll give you better light.
1, 2, 3. Okay, look back over here. Now when you're done, look back here. Ready, see?
Okay, let me come back here to give you better light. AKA get my shot.
That's the shot. He's making fun of me. Is there other cans? There are cans. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh.
Thank you. Give me a kiss, guys. Kiss. Give me a kiss. No, kiss each other.